Today we are going to look how to treat patient with this pulse map with the methods of Wuxing, 5 movements, using yin and yang victory and yin and yang cycles of 28 minutes. So what we see in this pulse map, that we have the patient with a lung wrong excess, heart wrong deficiency, spleen wrong excess, and the rest are normal. Large intestine wrong excess, small intestine wrong deficient, stomach wrong excess, and the rest is normal. So where we have the wrong in excess, it means the way is actually deficient. When the heart wrong is deficient, way is in excess. Spleen wrong in excess, way deficient, and so on. For example, large intestine wrong excess, way deficient. Small intestine wrong deficient means way in excess, and the stomach wrong in excess, way deficient. So how we will treat this patient during the yin and yang cycles of the 28 minutes. So remember that each cycle separated in 2 cuts in 14.4 minutes, which we can control through the pulse. So in each cut, we just indicating here where is the wrong on the left arm and on the right leg, and the way on the right arm and the left leg. And after that we can see also through the pulse how wrong is changing. It become on the right arm and left leg, and the way right leg and the left arm, and so on. With that we will be able to treat our wrong excess and the way deficiency, our way excess, wrong deficient. So for example, we will say that now we have the yin victory, which is we'll say in our case it will be yin victory. So we will take this map, we transfer it to our Wuxing star, and we don't need this anymore. So in this Wuxing star, what we can see is that spleen and stomach excess, lung, large intestine excess, heart and small intestine the deficient. So in the Wuxing theory, originally it was if we influence, for example, we do treat kidney, treating the kidney moves excess from the lung, because lung is the mother of the kidney, and move it to deficient liver. So if we treat kidney, movement happen from the mother to son. For example, if we treat a liver, it means that excess from the kidney move through the liver to the deficient heart. So in our case we will say that we have the yin victory. So with the yin victory, we have patient here during yin period, yin victory. So what is happening? We move during the yin period, yin victory, we move yin energy. Yin victory is a celestial yin energy. So from the excess, where we have excess, spleen and the lung is excessive, and where we have the deficiency is the heart. So during the yin period we work with the yin meridians. So what we can do, we can move it from excess to deficiency. So how we can do it? And we can do it following. We can do, for example, we will use as we do for the treatment, we treat the pairs. So we will use liver, and the liver has the pair is the pericardium. So here we have the movement of the water. As you remember, for the 5 movements is the pericardium and the Sanjiao triple warmer. So we use the liver and pericardium. We remember that pericardium and Sanjiao they are not in the fire movement, because on our poles they actually have the position on the water. So we use pericardium and liver meridians, which moves the excess of the lung to the deficient heart. So during the yin period we use the wrong on the liver and the pericardium. So we will use on the left hand the pericardium, and the right leg we will use the liver. But as the liver and pericardium they are not deficient and not excessive, we can use also the same on the other side, on the way side, liver and pericardium. So we will do the same during the second card. We will use pericardium, liver, pericardium, liver. With that we will move excess from the lung towards the heart. During the yang period we move the same yin from the excess of yin towards the yang deficiency. During the yang period we use the yang meridians. So in this case, in yang meridians where we have the yin deficient, of course yin deficient will be where's the yang excess, large and stomach, large intestine and stomach, there will be yin deficient, and yang yin excess, it is where the yang is deficient, small intestine. So in this case we need to move from the small intestine to the stomach and the large intestine. So as the stomach is the yang excessive, so it is the yin deficient, so yin victory, celestial yin, easier will go to the stomach or large intestine. So we will use stomach, so it will move from the small intestine to this direction, and as pair we will use large intestine. we will use yang min. As here we were using du yin, here we will use yang min. And in our map where we can do it, so we have the yang meridians which are in excess, yang excess, so we can direct over there yin victory. So we will use large intestine on the wrong and the stomach on the wrong leg. We can't use it on the way because the way here is wrong excess, way is deficient. So we will use only next cut, large intestine only on the wrong side and the stomach also on the wrong side. And what we will use here, because we use only one side and another side, we will use also do my meridian, and here we will also use do my extraordinary meridian, which connect wrong and the way of the different sides. Here we don't need to do so because we're using the both. If we use only in the one side, liver and pericardium, then we will use here Ren meridian, central front meridian, and here we will use Ren central meridian. So it is how we were treating patient during the yin victory, during the yin 28 minutes period and the yang 28 minutes period. So let's look what will happen if we will treat, for example, during the yang victory. Yang victory, same case. During the yang victory, during yin period, we treat again yin meridians. But in our case, where is will be excess of yin, excess of yang, because now we're treating the yang. Excess of yang will be here because the heart is the yin deficient. We remember here on the map, heart is the yin deficient, so yang excessive. So how we will treat? We will treat similarly like we were treating yang meridians. We will use spleen meridian, producing movement from the yin excessive to yin deficient, which they are yang excessive. So from yang excessive to yang deficient. So from the heart to spleen and lung. So we will use spleen and lung pair Tai Yin. So in our case, during the yin period, we will use spleen and lung and spleen. They are excessive, so they can receive yang. This celestial yang decrease excess of yin, so we will use only on the wrong side here it will be lung and spleen, and definitely we will use Ren Mai, which connect two sides. Here after 1K, after 14 minutes, we will use lung on the right arm and the spleen on the left leg. So when we have the Yang period, during the Yang victory, what will happen in this case? In this case, we need to move from the Yang meridians, from the Yang excess to Yang deficient here. So how we will use? We will use similar like previous case. We will use gallbladder and triple warmer Sanjiao. We remember that Sanjiao and pericardium, they are water movement, so we will use Sanjiao and gallbladder, which will produce movement from excessive Yang to deficient. So how we treat in this case, because the gallbladder and Sanjiao, they are not excessive, not deficient, we can treat them on both sides. We can treat Sanjiao, triple warmer and gallbladder on both sides. If we treat only on one, only on the wrong, we will need to use do meridian, do Mai. If only on the way, also do Mai. And the same, we can treat on one side gallbladder and Sanjiao, or on both sides gallbladder and Sanjiao. We can treat on both sides. So it is the treatment of the Wuxing using Yin and Yang victory, changes of the wrong and way during 100 cuts, and using Yin and Yang 50 periods.